Men are selfless, women are selfish. So when men start having a problem, we retract. We don't want to inflict our problem on everybody else. We go into the cave, we start drinking, we kind of get away from people, we shut up, we minimize our own problems, we don't seek help soon enough, we don't go to a doctor soon enough. You know the deal. Women say, this is your fucking problem. I'm going to just pour gasoline all over this shit and make it way worse and just keep getting attention and kind of glorified for it. So that's what she's going to say, or probably.
Established that females tend to cloak their aggression in subtler forms, like moral outrage.
How dare you!
Because they're physically more vulnerable, and they have an existential need to preserve social cohesion. And now you see that moral outrage is tied to progressive causes. So, like, I'm such a good person. I'm all about justice.
See, exactly. So see how this is what a man doesn't want to have happen. It's just all this. This would be embarrassing as a man. For women, they like love this. Well, Tenacity, they did basically do that. But instead, they had to strap her down with a ratchet strap.
She belongs to the streets.
Several of them.
And compassion. So I'm going to pour paint over this Van Gogh painting because I'm just so good and so moral. You see the same on.
Yeah. So a lot of this too is just extreme entitlement. This is first world nonsense. It's abusive. Well, it's free speech. I want them to be able to have the right to protest or anything like that. So, but it's just done in a distasteful, disrespectful way. So another thing outside of any of the mental part of it is they have no decorum and no class. Class is dead. Class is dead, and chivalry is head. But seriously, you go to the grocery store or something like that, a woman is either dressed in her pajamas or yoga pants where you can like see her clam, or dressed like a complete 304. When she, like, there's a funeral, she'll dress as a hoe. Her own dad dies, she'll go to the funeral dressed as a hoe, trying to bang the dad's friends or something like that. There's no decorum. There's no class. There's no reverence. There's no respect. That is cooked, and mostly men and women, but women in particular. It's just there's no grace. Even when you see a woman walk now, they don't like walk with grace. They kind of like stumble around, limping because they took 5 dicks the previous night. They have tattoos all over the place, piercings everywhere, too much makeup. They'll come in, they'll be loud, talking on their phone the whole time. Just, you're trying to talk to them and they're just texting and stuff like that. Decorum is gone. Class is gone. Male and female chivalry, that's gone. It's cooked. Yeah, that redhead earlier will be doing that for a long time.
University campuses, in riots, you see the traits, the borderline and histrionic traits play out there with the rapid shifts of emotion. You see them going from one moment they're a tearful victim, and the next moment they're a violent aggressor shouting in your face, sometimes while crying. And of course, you also see the narcissism, how they present themselves as a sort of moral authorities over issues they know nothing about. And
yeah. That's they try to say, like, you can't say that. They'll thought police you because they are a thought. But yeah, they try to tell you the moral high ground that has been instilled to them in college. So they try to do the moral virtue signaling is another thing too. And think about how sad this is. You know, it's gotten to the point where you see a woman crying now, you're like, well, what is she lying about? What is she trying to get out of me? What's her angle here? That's what it's becoming. You know, a woman's tears are just almost pure manipulation at this point. I don't like saying that, but I mean, look at what the psychologist just said. So that can happen. You know, and that's sad to say, but we have pattern recognition here. Sorry.
A very interesting thing. How they are so interested in women's suppression in the West, and talk about that at length. Well,
yeah, they talk about. I got to put my psychologist glasses on. Guys, get some of these red light or blue light. They're called blue light glasses. They help a lot. Like I don't ever need reading glasses and stuff like that, but with all the laptops and stuff and screens, they actually help a lot. And I kind of look like a psychologist now. I put a couple links in the description of this video, of my video, that get you a discount on some that are pretty good. But these are dope. You can like be on a computer longer and it doesn't mess with you, give you a headache and stuff like that. It gets you better sleep. So consider buying one from my, selected products in the description.
Showing absolutely no sympathy for how women are treated in the regimes they defend. So they cloak their own aggression while exhibiting grandiosity, lack of empathy, and massive entitlement. And
hero, victim of their own story, entitled. They're the slave and the slave master in the same story. Also, throughout history, we haven't heard much from them when they didn't stop any slavery and they were, dating the slave master and all this. They benefited from that just fine. So, wait a minute. Tenacity writes in, use night light feature, which is built into Windows and makes your computer screen yellow, orange, red on a sliding scale. Okay, I'm not going to try that right now, but thank you. I'll try that. I'm kind of colorblind, so these ones like make it a little bit difficult to see, but they do help because sometimes I'm on the computer late at night, and it does help, so I don't like wake up with like a migraine the next day.
Of course, like I mentioned before, you see the histrionic traits all over social media. You see there was an excellent example of this. You had a woman named Natalie Reynolds. She manipulated a homeless woman to jump into a lake. And
yeah, I don't know if you guys remember this, and it's all for a petty TikTok thing. So that's another thing too. All young people now are sociopaths for views. They're all sociopaths for views. Oh, nightlight. Let me try this nightlight thing right now. Oh, I actually did have it on. But I'm going to like double down on the shit now. I have it on like crazy now. Thank you. Thanks for telling me that. Yeah, guys, seriously. We're talking about mental health here and shit. The reason I like the glasses is because also when you do your phone and other stuff, that does it too. Why is this important? It fucks with your circadian rhythm, the cycle of sleep that you get. So when you see, and blue light is used by factories and stuff to manipulate you. Blue light is a manipulator. Blue light is like some MK Ultra type stuff. Why do you think they pick blue light? Apple and stuff picks blue light because it helps you like, oh, now I can online gamble more and shit like that. So blue light is dangerous for other things like that as well. But it messes up your circadian rhythm so you don't produce the right hormones when you sleep and get the deep sleep and everything. So it makes you less stimulated by the light, and you can look at it longer. Yeah, thank you, Tenacity. That was cool. I turned it on too. Just takes 2 seconds, guys. But I would consider getting glasses anyways, because you can use it on your phone and stuff. And I don't wear these all the time, but I notice if I wear them like an hour here and there, it really actually does make a difference.
To film it and post it on TikTok, and she was then subsequently banned from TikTok. And then she went to the company's headquarters with the camera, did a tearful display, demanded reinstatement, showing absolutely no remorse for what she had done, only this very practiced I'm the victim. And of course the need for admiration, which is the histrionicism, and a complete refusal for refusing accountability.
Jesus, I didn't know she went and did that. Accountability is kryptonite to some of these women, guys. It just really is. If that was a guy, he not only would be banned from TikTok, he'd probably be doing some time, or at least community service and shit. And why is she so mad about being banned from TikTok? That is her self-esteem. That is her dopamine. That is her sense of self. That's her self-worth. Being banned from TikTok actually should be really good for her. She's like, well, now I can actually like read more books or focus on something No, that's not going to happen. Tenacity puts in, most phones have built-in night light that features on apps that are free to download. Cool. So yeah, get on that, guys, because like this blue light stuff, I'll even talk about it a little bit. Like blue light is used to, it's like a small level MK Ultra type, little thing that, because like basically in different factories they'll change the light filaments to get you to work harder and like follow directions more and like basically like be more numb and shit like that. So they do that too. Yeah, she's in her pajamas. Yep. I don't think she's in her PJs. I think she's in her BJs.
She belongs to the streets.
Chicken.
I think to understand why we're seeing a rise in these traits, because we need to understand how they develop. And because these aren't like other mental illnesses, they don't appear after an unpredictable or extraordinary event. They develop slowly over time. When in adolescence, the groundwork for these disorders are already laid. They are shaped by temperament, by attachment patterns, and environment. And at the core.
Also, too, a big part of this too is shitty families. You need a dad to come in and be like, what the hell are you doing here? You need a mom to come in and stop being like, hey, stop being a hoe all the time and stuff like that. But what happens? It's usually a single mom who had a mistake kid when she was young. The dad is gone. So the dad gets demonized because the dad just left. So they don't respect men by default. That's a part of it too. Very weak parenting. And no shaming. So a good part of the function of church and religions was to shame people. Because shame, publicly shaming people would make people, they didn't want to have that happen. So they wouldn't do crazy shit. Now there's no shame. They don't, it doesn't even compute to them. None.
Of this is a lack of consistent maternal presence, because it's no secret that at the root of these disorders are attachment needs that aren't fulfilled. And I saw this with the girls I treated. It was always about the mother. That was the relationship where they had the most wounds, and they would come Monday morning if they'd had a fight over the weekend with.
So, a lot of times the modern women, the mother is kind of their worst enemy because the mother doesn't want them to do better than they did. So if the mom is a single mom, she wants the daughter to be a single mom to not do, go better than she did. If the mom's here and the daughter's hotter, the mom tries to bang the kid's friends. I mean, her boyfriend and stuff like that. They don't really want them to succeed. It's weird. It just happens. Also, too, right now, a lot of the moms, they're into the same dumb shit that they are. They're watching the same TikTok trends, like, put a finger down if you're a hoe, like, things like that. So they're kind of on the same wavelength, which is they're just on an immature wavelength. They each happen to like Taylor Swift and watch The Bachelor, and they love iced coffee and Xanax, shit like that.
Their mother, and they would have started a humongous tattoo, like things like this. They go pierce themselves after a fight with their mother. This is also why we see that you have a sibling who develops something like this and another sibling who doesn't, because the difference lies in the personality traits. The personality traits are 40 to 60% heritable. We're pretty much set with the personality that we develop, and depending on what kind of personality you have, you'd need a different kind of parenting. You have to adjust yourself as a parent to the personality of your child. So that's why you can see
right now, modern parenting is just like, hey, just let the tablet babysit your kid. Just let your kid have TikTok. Let that, teach your kid. Don't have your kids outside playing. Have them, on social media or watching, all this bullshit that they watch. Things like that. I can put these back on. Here's the StreamYard link too, if someone wants to join in, and we can discuss some, stories that they've had or experiences that they've had with someone being crazy.
There's these variations in siblings, and humans are just as responsive to their environment as animals are. You see, in depending on your environment, you can down or up.
Because a lot of these women are dogs. And they're like Pavlov's log. They're like Pavlov's dogs, slobbering all over that.
Give him that hawk.
Chicken.
Regulate these traits. So you see, for example, in high.
Every time I give a dog a bone, she goes a little bit of that.
Give him that hawk too, and spit on that thing.
And then this.
Chicken.